Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream for today. It is Friday, May 16th. Happy Friday to you, wherever you are. If you can tell me where you're watching from in the chat. I know that LinkedIn probably won't show up on my StreamYard here, but feel free to let me know where you're watching from. I just have some quick updates in the graphic design world, some of the stuff that I'm doing, some of the events that are coming up, and I'd like to share them with you. Also, I had a couple Photoshop new features that are in the beta version of the Photoshop that I'd like to actually test for the first time. I've only seen them as features, but I thought to myself, why don't I just do it and go through it and see how they work? I will keep you updated with that. So again, thank you for joining me today. The Mondragon Design, Punk Rock Art School, all these live streams have been really, really beneficial for me, seeing that they're value to you. I've been getting some great feedback on them, and I missed last week only because of some travel things that I was doing for the weekend last weekend, doing portfolio reviews. And I'm back on track, and I'm going to keep on doing this weekly. And I'm going to try to go a few more, try to push myself a little bit and do some more of these. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to start here with a big announcement for Type Thursday Phoenix. So for those who don't know, Type Thursday is a global meetup for type lovers. The global type superfamily converges monthly to help one another improve their letter forms over drinks. So everybody that I've been a part of, I was actually in Type Thursday LA, which is also restarting exactly at the same time that we are. So I'm going to try to make it out to LA for their big meetup as well. But Phoenix is a bigger lift because there's never been a chapter here in Phoenix. And I am lucky enough to be the chapter lead. So it is my responsibility to get this going, get all of my volunteers going, promote it, and talk to the right people. And I have some good news around that. I have some dates confirmed, and they are June 19th, July 31st, and August 28th. And these were really, really important because we needed a starting point. We needed a date, but we also needed a venue. And we have a wonderful venue. And I was just here a month ago for AIGA Arizona. They had a town hall there. And one of my colleagues, Mateo Cadena, in Los Angeles, told me that there was some really great things happening in the Roosevelt District and Art District in kind of downtown Phoenix. I was going to say southern Phoenix, but it's actually not that far. It's more downtown. And Dialogue was a great spot, and I was blown away by everything that was there. You could actually buy a lot of artistic. Well, let me just explain it this way. It's an urban design store and a destination for beautiful objects, curated art, books, and intentional design. One of the things that really caught my attention was a book company called Taschen, and they have high-end art books. And from what I found out, they are one of only two places that you can get these books outside the website and their stores. And so it's a big deal. And they're some of these books are literally so big, and they're beautiful, and they have beautiful artwork in them, works from photographers, other history of art books that I would need a small fortune to pay for every book that I wanted, and I want them all. So that's my motivation. But Dialogue has been great. Chad, who runs this spot, is very, very supportive of the arts, and we could not be luckier to be in the space. And here's a little bit more, another view of probably where we'll be at. Again, the sunlight coming in, all of the art. It was I didn't even get to explore all the whole space because there were so many people there, and I'm hoping that'll be the same for Type Thursday. So again, we are looking at these dates. It is June 19th. That is our first event. That will be the first Type Thursday Phoenix. So please save the date. Come on out. We would love to have you. And also, just a little background on what these meetings are. It's an hour of moderated group critique where you can give, you can also get or listen to feedback on letter form design projects. People volunteer them up, or we have presenters that also do them. And it's a great night to not only mingle with great designers, but people passionate about typography. And I believe that there has been nothing like this in Phoenix. And I'm really, really happy to be a part of it and bringing it to Phoenix. So skipping ahead, June 2nd through 6th is Creative Pro Week. That is also in Phoenix and online. So go to creativepro.com. It's 5 days, 0 regrets. Master the tools of design. It is Creative Pro Week is the essential how-to conference for creative professionals who design, create, or edit in Adobe InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, Acrobat, and PowerPoint. So I use PowerPoint not very often, but I'd like to know more. Whenever I see the reels or some of the things online that I can do, I'm actually amazed by it. So I'm actually interested in that, although I'm a Photoshop guy. So Photoshop, Illustrator, I should say Adobe guy. I'm more in that. And I'm also going to be a moderator at Creative Pro. And here is a huge list of the talented instructors that are there. And I'm excited to meet them. A lot of them I know from my Adobe Community Experts group. And I'm even more ecstatic to meet people that I know from their teaching online, but I've never met in person. So it's going to be a great week. So June 2nd through 6th, go to creativeproweek.com. Another thing that was announced at the AIGA Arizona Town Hall was Phoenix Design Week. And that is September 19th and 20th. That is a Friday and Saturday. And I believe that they're doing something on Sunday, but it's outside of the conference. So only 2 days. It's at the Phoenix Convention Center in Phoenix. You can, I will actually link where you can go to find out about this. But Phoenix Design Week is a week-long celebration of design organized by AIGA Arizona to unite the state's design community and provide a forum for sharing the best practices, showcasing exceptional work, and gaining inspiration. I have not been to Phoenix Design Week or anything related to Phoenix design-wise because I was living in another state at the time. And so I am, again, super excited to jump in feet first into this new community. And I'm hoping that I can talk to the right people. I'd love to be a part of this. Paul Mendoza, who I know from AIGA Los Angeles, is a part of this. So I'm going to reach out to him. So if you're watching this, Paul, I'm going to be reaching out to you. And I would definitely love to be more involved with anything going on during Phoenix Design Week. I'm also going to reach out to the people that I've met with AIGA Arizona. So that is exciting. And there'll be more that I'll be talking about this as well. Another thing that was announced, actually was announced a while back, but now you can actually go in and see more about this. Adobe Max is returning to Los Angeles. It was in Florida, Miami specifically, last year. So this is in October 28th through 30th. There's a pre-conference that is 2 days right before that. I'm also angling to be a teaching assistant again for this, possibly being in the main hall where there's going to be Adobe Community Experts talking about some of the programs and giving tips and tricks as well. I might be a part of that as well. So I'm super excited to be back there. And for people attending Adobe Max, this year Max will offer more than 250 expert-led sessions and hands-on labs across 8 learning tracks, including a brand new learning track that I'm not aware of. You can hear from the leaders and creative luminaries among the first to get demos and new features, plus a peek of what's coming next. That is one of the great things about Adobe Max. I've been to quite a few, and they have I think it's the second night. Um, there's a thing called sneaks, and basically sneaks are an opportunity to see what the developers have in store for Illustrator, Photoshop, anything coming. I remember seeing a lot of the AI stuff quite a long time ago, and now it's all integrated. There's been some great things that I saw 2 years ago that are still not there yet, but were I was blown away by. So that's always a fun night. It's usually hosted by an actor or a comedian that is equally blown away by the technology that is coming down the pike. So Adobe Max is coming, and I will be there again this year in some form, some capacity. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So let's look at some of the things in Photoshop that I saw just drop recently. I'm using the Photoshop beta version. So there's a regular version and then there's a beta version. So the beta version has some of the features that will be integrated into the main version. And these beta versions, if you have Creative Cloud, are available and you can download them and use them. And one of the great things is that I'm using, I believe I'm using Premiere, which is the video editing beta. And I'm also using the Photoshop beta. I try not to use the Illustrator beta because I use Astute Graphics plugins, so I don't want it to conflict. But this Photoshop is where I kind of live, and I like this a lot. So let me switch my screen here. So let's do that. Yep. Okay. So we are in Photoshop, and I just have just a graphic right here. Now, one of the things that I had, let's go up here. I'm going to go up to the Photoshop beta, and I'm going to go to About Photoshop. So just so everybody knows, this is the Photoshop beta. This is 26.8. So if you're working along with me, this is the Photoshop beta that I'm working with currently. If you have another one, this may not have this feature. So I would definitely be up with me here. All right, so let's do this. So I just have this background right here. It's just a gray, grungy background. And I'm just going to put that, just make it fill the page. So I'm going to go to my text tool right here. I'm just going to click the text. And if I were to just click right here, it just puts out just some lorem ipsum type. And it's, you know, I could have pasted this. If I had something on my clipboard, I could have pasted it as well. Now, I'm just going to go right here. I'm just going to just bump this up a little bit. I'm going to center justify it, and I'm just going to put it right in the right there. Okay, so on my contextual taskbar right here, I have it has a little lightning bolt with a T. Right next to it is some type options. Let me click the type options. So the word spacings right here, the letter spacings on the bottom. I could make this bold. I can make it italic right here. Very easy. But right here, I'm going to go to this lightning bolt. Now, this is the dynamic text that has just been released. And I kind of wanted to see how this kind of worked. Literally, I'm doing it for the first time. So I'm going to make mistakes with this, but I want you to learn, and I want to learn about it too. So I'm just going to jump in and do it. So all I have to do is click the button right here, and it has made it dynamic text. It doesn't look like it's done much, but it has. The difference is if I click this off, so if I click this right here, you see that I have this box. And if I just do that right there, I can put some more type. Like I'm just going to copy, space, paste. Okay. So that's if I were to do it that way. Okay, but I'm just gonna Command Z out of this. Okay. So now I'm gonna take the same box, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push, I'm gonna toggle that, and what you see, it actually made it bigger, but it didn't really, it didn't change it. You can see this kind of maybe squared it up, but this is what I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna make this box a bit bigger right here, and actually, I probably need to do the dynamic type off because I'm gonna make this box bigger. There we go. All right. So right now it's just I have a big empty box with a little bit of text, center justified. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually go up to type up here, and then there is it's paste lorem ipsum. So I'm going to do that right there. And what it does is it actually fills my box with lorem ipsum type. If you just need to fill something, this is a very easy way to do it. And you can see it even as a plus button right here. So there's even more. So let me do this. All right. So now the dynamic text is actually off. Okay. So if I click that button to make it dynamic text, look at that. So what it's done is it's kind of calculated the words and it's made some bigger, some other ones smaller. But it actually, if I go in here and say I want this line right here, and I just delete that, it changes. Okay, so this, it's kind of making it so I can actually type design here and get some really interesting looks. So I'm just gonna delete a whole bunch of this. Yeah, see, it's just adjusting to the parameters of this. If I turn it off, it'll go back to what I had before, and I can just make these right justified, left justified, center. But if I do this, I can start doing some type design. Now, I minimally do things with type in Photoshop. I try to keep it at a minimum. If I'm trying to design anything, I would either do it in InDesign. If it's going to be for a magazine or print, I would probably do it in InDesign, or I would do it in Illustrator because I'm using vectors. But for this type design is actually pretty cool. So I can actually select this middle one and I can actually change the parameters of what it is. So I can actually change the colors of this. So it makes it very easy to do some of these different types of type design if I wanted to. So an interesting feature that that's here. Would I use this all the time? I'm not sure. It might be good for some cases. I'm sure that I could do some other things to this. Well, let's see if I can push this a little. Maybe if I go to, let me go up here. I usually, when I can't find something or I want to find it quickly, I can just go up to here. I can go to warp text and it'll point. That's a little pro tip right there. You don't have to like pull down every single menu to find something. But warp text, let's see if I can warp this box and maybe get some extra. Like, I'm just going to do flag because maybe that, yeah, look at that right there. So that might have taken me a little bit longer. And the one thing that's really great about this, if I go back to my type tool, yep, I can still select this type. So again, I can just play around with these parameters and computer's going a little slow. But you see what you get the gist of what I'm doing. So again, I like that this it's actually still live type. And it's a cool feature if I'm trying to just make something on a flag or trying to make something that's curved. This is probably maybe a way I would do it. And I can actually make it and manipulate it. I can also make more and make some other interesting type designs, maybe something that looks like it's a cylinder or something like that. I think that that's a really cool thing. All right, so the second feature that I'm going to show you is I'm going to just turn off the eyeball on this one. There we go. All right, so that's a pretty cool feature. So that's dynamic text. The second things that I'm going to do, I'm actually going to, I'm going to create a new layer. Just go to the bottom of my layers here. I'm actually going to pull out my layers right here because maybe that'll help a little bit. I'm also going to go here to, I'm going to pull up my gradients. So let's pull out the gradients right here. So another feature that I saw recently that I thought was pretty interesting was that you can make, there's another feature here for gradients. So what does that mean, right? So let me go to, actually, I'm going to move this down a little bit. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to click right. Actually, I'm going to keep that type gradients here. Gradients. Okay, so right here in my toolbar, I can go to the gradient tool, or I can push G on the keyboard. If I push G on the keyboard, it creates my gradients. Now, if I were just to do this, have this layer selected, if I just were to click and drag, it's going to take this gradient that it's up here, and it would do this. Okay. So I like this, and there's control here, that I used to like it the other way that it was before this. Sometimes I feel like I can't control this very well because I have to like click on these little things to make adjustments to. But for now, that's okay. It also creates a mask. It always creates a mask right away, so I always get rid of that right away because it's not something I like to deal with, and it gets a little clunky. Now, one of the cool things is the contextual taskbar that's floating right here. I can have this right here. I can also go here. I have pin bar position, so it doesn't move. Sometimes this bar kind of moves around, but it's kind of cool to have this right here, because instead of going all the way up here to the left and using these, I can actually use right here. I can just pop these open. I can actually change the colors. I can change the type of gradient. So in a linear gradient. I can also do a diamond. I can do a reflected. So in order to change these colors, if I want to reverse them, I would just click this button right here. So very easy to use. I can also change some of the parameters right here. If I'm, it actually puts up the properties right here, and I can use this properties bar too. But I'm just going to put that back for now, because one of the things that I like that has just been introduced is, I'm actually going to put it right here. So it's a linear gradient. So if you go to actually right here where the properties are, you can do this. Pull this open a little bit. You have some extra, for lack of better words, you can actually dial in some different things here. So let's do this. So right now the type is a solid. You can actually make a noise gradient, which gives you a different look, but I'm just going to keep it solid for now. But if you look under method, at the bottom here, there is a stripes. And one of the really fun things about this, so right now it only has two colors right here. So it just creates a solid color on each side. You can see the little bit of the gradient right here that it kind of blends in. But let's change the gradient here. So if I click these presets, let's get something with a lot of colors in it. And this one right here is a perfect example of that. So I can now adjust these. They're solid colors. So if I go back to perceptual right here, it'll blend them in. And if you get linear, it'll blend it a little bit more. Because we have a harsh color right here to a lighter color, you're going to see that a little bit of banding right here. But let's go to stripes. And this is what's really cool about this. You can actually get large stripes here and get a kind of a different look. If I change the style of this, we'll get some even better looks. So you could do a radial. So if you're trying to make a bullseye, this could be a potential way that you do it. And you would just change the different colors right here. And if I do right here, you're getting the gist. This is angle. If we do reflected, again, it's just reflecting what these bands are. it's a new feature that's never been in here. So it's really great to kind of see this. Let me do this. Actually, I'm gonna do this one. So you get more of a squared look. So it's a diamond. I can actually go into these little spots right here and I can adjust them on the fly right here. So where these end up, you can actually adjust these, and it's a great way of quickly making these. It would have taken me longer to make these. I probably would have had to come up here to where these tools are. I would have had to do this. I would have had to like layer on top of them. And if the colors were different, or I wanted different colors, I would have to select every one of them. So this is an easy way to do this. If I wanted to say switch this color, all I have to do is double click on here and I can adjust that color very quickly from the color picker. Again, a new feature, which is stripes in gradients. It seems it's buried pretty deep. And when I saw it, I saw the possibilities of what this could be. Let me switch the presets right here and see what some other options that I can get. Let's get a more of some variants here. So I think these are a little big, what we're looking. This is getting too big. I think I've gone. And also another thing too, I'm just going to Command Z out of some of this. Let's get back to where I started. Yeah, right there. What's cool is, so you can see the blue is on the outside and you have this lighter color on the inside. If I wanted to reverse that, I would just click this button right here and it's reversed. So I can actually now adjust these. I can actually bring this in a little bit. Actually, introduce it in there. There we go. So this would have taken me a lot longer to achieve this effect from before. I can go from here. So again, very, very exciting. I'm really happy that this is in here, and I'm going to find some different uses for this. Again, I've never used this before, and I thought that I would just give it a go and see what it was all about. So let me know in the comments if you're going to use this feature, if you're going to use the dynamic text in Photoshop. Again, I probably will use it minimally because I like to do a lot of my type design in Illustrator, but there would be a pretty good fix to do this. So let me go back to the speaker. Yeah, this has been just a quick little overview of what I'm trying to do and trying to update some of the things going on with graphic design, some of the new features in Photoshop. I'm going to do some more live situations like this periodically. I'm just going to pop on. I'm trying to get a regular rhythm of times that I can do these. It's been a little bit difficult with some of the things that I'm doing with Type Thursday, with some of the other things, my other commitments, but I will definitely be on here more. I'd love to have some interaction in the chat. If you have any questions or something that I can address, I'd love to bring them up and do them for you. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I will be back next week with some more updates and some more features in Adobe products. So thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.